the most avoided fighter in the UFC, Ilia Topuria. Undefeated, explosive, and apparently untouchable. But here's the question. Why does no one seem to want to fight him? Fighters in the UFC are known for their toughness, yet when Topuria's name comes up, contenders suddenly go quiet. What's going on here? Is it fear? Strategy? Or is Ilia Topuria just that dangerous? Ilia Topuria's terrifying skill set. First off, let's talk about who this guy really is. Because if you've only caught glimpses of his fights, you might not realize just how terrifying Topuria's skill set really is. He's sitting at 16-0. That's 16 fights, 16 wins, and no one's found an answer for him yet. But here's the scary part. He's not just winning, he's finishing. Out of those 16 victories, 6 came by knockout, and not just any knockouts. We're talking vicious lights-out finishes. 8 wins by submission, which shows just how lethal he is on the ground, and only 2 fights went the distance. That's a 94% finish rate, the kind of number that sends chills down a fighter's spine. This guy isn't here to coast to a decision. He's there to end you. And that's exactly why fighters are hesitant to step in with him. The fighters who said no. Now, let's talk about the guys who've already turned down that challenge. The biggest name? Islam Makhachev. Now, to be fair, Makhachev's team said Topuria hasn't earned a title shot at lightweight yet. And from a rankings perspective, that's reasonable. But let's be honest, that argument only goes so far. Islam Makhachev is the reigning lightweight champion. Champions are supposed to fight the best, not the safest. Makhachev has taken risky fights before, but suddenly when it's Topuria, a guy with knockout power, elite grappling, and no fear, the response is, he hasn't earned it? Come on. If you're the champ, and if you believe you're the best in the world, you prove it by fighting the scariest challengers. Charles Oliveira's hesitation. And then there's Charles Oliveira. Oliveira is one of the most dangerous submission artists in UFC history, but even he seems hesitant about facing Topuria. Look, Oliveira has proven time and time again that he's willing to face anyone, but turning down a potential fight with Topuria feels like he's playing it safe. And that's not the Oliveira we know. Oliveira is one of the most exciting fighters in the game. He's fought Gaethje, Chandler, Poirier, all absolute killers. So why not Topuria? If Oliveira still wants to climb back to the top, there's no better way to make a statement than by taking out an undefeated rising star like Topuria. Why are fighters avoiding Topuria? Well, there are a few key reasons. First, risk versus reward. Topuria is undefeated, but he's still new to the lightweight division. For guys like Makhachev or Oliveira, fighters with title aspirations, fighting Topuria is all risk with little reward. Beating him doesn't guarantee a title shot, but losing? That's a major setback. Second, his fighting style. Topuria isn't one-dimensional. If you're a striker, he'll take you down and choke you out. If you're a grappler, he'll keep it standing and knock your head off. There's no obvious weakness, no clear game plan, and that's exactly what makes him so hard to prepare for. Third, division uncertainty. Topuria recently moved from featherweight to lightweight, and that's created some hesitation. Fighters in the lightweight division may be waiting to see how he performs against other top-ranked lightweights before taking the risk themselves. And finally, career strategy. In the UFC, timing is everything. Some fighters are more focused on chasing title shots, big paydays, or safer fights that keep them in contention. Facing Topuria right now? It's a huge gamble. Why Islam and Oliveira must fight Topuria? But here's the thing. This can't go on forever. Fighters can only dodge Topuria for so long before the UFC forces the big names to face him. And honestly, that's what should happen. If Islam Makhachev wants to cement himself as the true king of the lightweight division, he needs to fight Ilia Topuria. And if Charles Oliveira wants to remind the world why he's one of the most dangerous fighters in UFC history, fighting Topuria is the perfect way to do it. Both of these guys are proven champions. They've beaten some of the best in the world. But until they face Topuria, there's going to be a giant question mark hanging over both of them. The bottom line. Ilia Topuria is coming, and the longer these guys wait, the worse it's going to get. Whether it's Makhachev, Akav, Oliveira, or anyone else in the top 5, someone is going to have to step up. And when they do, they better be ready. Because Ilia Topuria doesn't just beat opponents, he destroys them. What do you think? Should Makhachev and Oliveira take the fight, or are they making the right move by waiting? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more UFC content.